To a once trusted Cook County judge. She was supposed to be helping an elderly man manage his money. Instead, she was taking large amounts for herself. That man was a Tuskegee Airman who fought for his country while battling segregation. Then, this.
Well, I've known Lawton since I was a baby. He's my grandfather's best friend. He's a Tuskegee Airman, World War II veteran. Just an all-around wonderful person.
That's Lawton Wilkerson, making history as one of America's first black military pilots. Tuskegee Airmen took frontline risks and then took heat as boundary breakers that many didn't like.
Dealing with segregation, dealing with all of that while still also flying. It is amazing.
After the military, he flew for fun, became a Chicago-based radio technician. He married, never had kids, and saved for his golden years.
It was clear Lawton should have had hundreds of thousands of dollars, certainly enough to take care of him for the rest of his life, because he'd worked so hard and saved so hard.
To tell the truth, I was doing that because I wanted to fly.
But at age 94, for a man who spent a lifetime trying to avoid it,
I came here.
Turbulence arrived.
Patricia Martin was seen as another kind of adopted family member, seen as someone who was trustworthy, who he cared about, who cared about him.
When I first became the presiding judge of
Martin, a relative through marriage, was viewed as the best person to oversee his finances. He had plenty to ride out his final years at this Southside retirement home.
Every box for trustworthiness seemed to be checked there, and so she seemed like the perfect person.
A lawyer turned judge who spent 24 years on the bench, rising to the top judge in Cook County's juvenile court.
She'd been a
24 years on the bench? Stealing from
appointed to a nationwide commission by President Obama dealing with vulnerable children. She seemed like the perfect person on paper. In hindsight, she was not.
In August 2020, word came from the nursing home
that account balances weren't right, checks were being dishonored.
The facility hadn't been paid in months. Lawton was $41,000 behind.
We started by contacting Patricia Martin. She attempted to dodge and evade, and she didn't seem to have the time to return a phone call over such an important thing.
Critical for Wilkerson, with his money now missing, he was told he was going to have to move out of the place he called home if things didn't get settled.
She stole the money, we can see from some of the documents.
11 withdrawals over 18 months, pocketing more than $245,000, shutting down accounts without telling anyone, moving most of her new wealth into harder-to-track Bitcoin.
It's hard to think of something.
$246,000, all transferred into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And she was getting combinations for her work as like a good person.
More evil for her to have done, but she did.
Her final withdrawal came just 7 days before the barrier-breaking Wilkerson died.
All of her actions, they shocked the conscience, and you'd think that if she was innocent, that would have caused her to want to communicate right away, but she didn't.
She didn't communicate with them and later ignored the judge overseeing the lawsuit. Martin repeatedly failed to show up for court hearings, the judge ordering her to halt all transactions. But court documents show she ignored that too, continuing to move money.
It makes me wonder what is wrong in Patricia's heart that she would do that to somebody.
In the end, the judge ordered Martin to pay triple what she took, $1.1 million for the $250,000 she stole.
It was a very nice feeling to see judgment enter, to see the court system taking it seriously, to see that despite the fact that Patricia had been a judge herself, that she's not above the law.
But she knows the law and used it to get that $1 million judgment thrown out, in part because Wilkerson had died.
She tried to drag it out, I believe hoping that my grandfather and other people would pass away before justice could be served.
Martin lost her law license as a result of all this, admitting the evidence would clearly and convincingly establish the facts and conclusions of misconduct. Misconduct we asked her about back in 2023. Judge Martin, is there anything you'd like to say to the Wilkerson family about what's been going on?
You can speak to my attorney.
In the months that followed, this became a criminal case, too. Martin charged with money laundering and financial exploitation of an elderly person. Late last year, that case quietly ended as she pled guilty to one felony theft count, sentenced to 4 years of probation.
Probation and a felony conviction for that sort of theft from that sort of a victim just is not quite enough.
In the end, his care never suffered. But for a man whose legacy is etched in history, the moves and manipulation of Patricia Martin is etched in the minds of those that loved Lawton most.
Lawton was such a fine man, one of the finest people I have ever met in my life. And Patricia Martin is one of the absolute worst humans. And to see that contrast between them is breathtaking.
That's a crazy situation to think a judge would do something like that. Let's go over to the AI breakdown just so we can, we got to see anything else we might have missed. So let's get into it. So as we know, in a major fall from grace, the former Cook County Judge Patricia was sentenced in December 2025 to 4 years of probation for stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from her elderly uncle, one of the Tuskegee Airmen. She used her power of attorney to drain almost $246,000 from accounts over an 18-month period. She reportedly used the stolen funds to purchase Bitcoin for herself while leaving her uncle nursing home bills unpaid. So she pleaded guilty to the felony theft and received 4 years of probation and was ordered to pay back $122,000 in restitution. Official disbarred in 2023 after she admitted to misconduct. A judge initially ordered her, so that's that initial order, to pay $1.1 million, triple the damages, though she appealed the judgment following his death in February 2023. So the victim, he was a celebrated World War II veteran and a national treasure in Chicago community. His family continues to pursue further legal action to recover the remaining stolen assets. Patricia had served as a presiding judge of Cook County Circuit Court Child Protective Division for over 2 decades before her retirement in 2020. And this is someone who stole from her own uncle, a decorated war veteran, who was just trying to live out his retirement in comfiness. What I say? Comfort. Just trying to live out his retirement in comfort. Then he was forced to. This is a tragic situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel about it. Is this a jailable offense, or is this just some people are just don't have good hearts? No matter how you look at it, you got to be careful who you trust your life savings to. You have to be careful because not everyone has your best interests at heart, even your own family. You have to learn that. You have to learn that even your family will do whatever they can to get above you and take advantage of your kindness. Shouldn't be like that, but it is. It's the world we live in. Crazy situation, y'all. Absolutely crazy situation. Like I said, let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. We're going to pivot to the next topic we're going to be discussing.